Alright, y'all. The finished improvised cooler. You can see the milk crate here. And what I did was, I got the rest of the bag of ice sitting on top. I took 2 grocery bags, put one inside the other, put a layer of ice at the bottom, put the bacon and the eggs inside a gallon Ziploc baggie, laid them on the ice, and then gently filled the rest of the grocery bags with ice. And I didn't want to pour it in because I didn't want to wreck the eggs. But and then close the bag up. I laid the sweatshirt over the opening of the the milk crate, and then set the whole package down inside, and then gently set the rest of the ice down over top. And then I kind of folded the sweatshirt over top of that. And when I get to the professor's, I've got a dry bag that you can kind of see the blue and gray down there. That's what that is. And I'll put the whole package, the sweatshirt, the ice and all, inside that dry bag. I don't care if the sweatshirt gets wet, it's hot enough, I don't need it. And that way everything, it'll keep it from getting water on everything. But so hopefully that'll work. I've always got 2 more sleeping bags back here. I really don't want to use my good one, but I've always got the fleece bag I can throw around. There you go. I've arrived at the professor's. Down here, I'm getting ready to pick a campsite. There's some willow up there I want to try doing a bow drill with, but there's also, I don't know if you can see how well you can see it, but that brown vegetation right there, that's cedar. So I'm gonna try to see if I can't pick something out of there too. Maybe do a bow drill fire tonight. At least attempt it. There you go. Hammock's up. That's where I'm at. Took a little doing. I did have to clear a few of these type of things that were hanging around here, just so I could have a foot room to get out. But I didn't want to cut any more than I absolutely had to. So this stuff's all growing. I just had to cut maybe 3 or 4 of them little guys out of here so I could get a place. But there is a critter dead down in these little woods here. I don't know where it's at, I can't tell, but you can smell it. I mean, it's bloated, and I couldn't tell you by sight, but I can smell that it's pretty rank. So I know there's one down here. So I'm gonna just lay here for a minute and have a cigarette, take a drink in the shade with the beautiful breeze and the 90-something degree weather. Cooler's holding up good so far. A little wet, but not a biggie. It's working. That's all that really matters. Professor told me before I came down here that the ticks are pretty bad. So, I mean, there's really not a whole lot I can do. I've got some bug spray. I'll spray on my shoes and my ankles, and that kind of thing, just to help try to keep them off. And I'm hoping once we get a fire going tonight, that smoke will help knock off that smell of that dead critter. It's pretty rank down here right now. I can't smell it too bad, so I think it's at least maybe 50 yards to 100 yards away. But I'm thinking it's straight off up behind me because the wind's blowing that way, so it's carrying it down here. Anyway, yeah. So Professor's not quite here yet. He just sent me a message saying he was on his way. I have found out that using this hammock, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, it's like right in the sun, but you can see I've got a loop of am steel coming off the end of my hammock. It's lark's headed to the end of my hammock, and it's the same stuff they make whoopee slings out of, but that's all. I'm not using my whoopee sling because I'm using these trees are too close together to use my whoopee sling. So I just took the lark's head that's a big loop and looped it over my marlin spike hitch, and I got the same thing on the exact opposite end. So, ooh, cozy hammock. First night in my hammock in quite a while. The old girl hasn't been out too often. The last time I had her out was on Memorial Day when I was here at the Professor's. I did have her out one day with Bart where we were planning on doing a overnight, but we didn't end up getting to, so I laid in her for about an hour. This hammock for me is kind of like an old school car or something. It's just, you kind of got to name it. You kind of got to, it's a her, and it's just awesome. It's always you know, worked for me, and I've never had any trouble with it. It's a great night's sleep, and I can't say enough good about the Warbonnet Blackbird, and never leave home without it. It's always in my truck. My pack stays. You've seen the pack thing. I've only added a few things. A small hand towel. I did find some camp suds, biodegradable camp suds, put that in there. Added some spices to my kit, and that's pretty well it. So that kit pretty well stays in the truck. I forgot to grab water, so I might see if the professor can, if I can get some water out of his well up there. But Camelback and 1 liter Nalgene. What I was thinking about doing is taking the leftover ice, dumping it in either the Nalgene or the bladder, and then filling it up with water, because water comes out of that well is just ice cold, and as long as I got it in the shade, it should take, you know, it should preserve it as long as possible. So yeah, so there's some dead up here. I think I showed it once already, but there's some dead cedar, that brown stuff right there, right, if I can get my finger in the frame, right there, that brown crap, that's dead cedar. So I might see if I can do a bow drill fire tonight, because I want to practice with off-the-cuff materials, not stuff I've already prepped and practiced with. So it'll be a fresh spindle, fresh board, fresh handhold, and fresh bow. So it's just materials I'm not used to, and I want to practice like that, because chances are, if I'm ever going to need this skill, I'm not going to have the stuff with me to do it, so I'm going to have to make it. I bought the Cold Steel Tomahawk. You probably won't be able to see it from here, but I'm going to try to zoom in. It's going to be really hard to hold this, but these molly on this side of the pack, on the top molly, I ripped one of the seams, and then I skipped that one down to the 3rd molly and ripped the seam. 4th molly skipped, 5th molly ripped the seam, and so that's so I can slip my axe handle or my tomahawk or whatever down through there. And if I ever go to get rid of this pack, which don't think it's ever going to happen, I'll stitch it back up real quick. Nobody will ever know I did that. But so that's just so I can slip my tomahawk or my axe or whatever down through there and carry it with me, and I don't have to carry it separate. Alright, the professor and I have been just pretty much sitting around talking most of the day because it's been too hot to do a whole lot. But we're ready to cook dinner now, so we got our fire going, working on getting some more coals, hot water. We're making some bacon so we can get some grease, because neither one of us had oil on us. That's going to be for bannock. We're also going to make some macaroni and cheese too, so this should be good. And we've got cold sodies over here. I just drank this one. I'm going to drink that one here in a minute. And that trivet on that, this skilt's sitting on a regular trivet. That one's sitting on 3 nails drove into the ground. We're kind of experimenting. You know, if you take 3 good-sized nails, you've got a lightweight, very compact trivet. So I might start doing that. But anyway, guys, we're gonna go ahead and start cooking, and we'll be back with you in a bit. All right, y'all. We fried up about 4 pieces of bacon because we needed the grease. There's the grease. We're going to use that for the macaroni. And I've never been able to make bannock, but with the professor's tutelage, look at that. Now I know how the consistency, you know, how to do the heat, all that kind of stuff, what to look for, when to flip it, the size of dough to put on, all that kind of stuff. So I'm really happy about that. So tomorrow morning I'm going to do it without his help and see if I can make my entry for the cook contest. Didn't want to use this one because he kind of helped me a little bit, but we're going to get that done. We got one more, maybe two more of those little pancake size guys to go, and then we're going to start making macaroni. And so I'll get back to you in a bit. Alright y'all, check that out. With the professor's professional tutelage, I made my first, actually it turned out really good, piece of bannock. And grease. Fried up a little more so we can have a little extra grease. And there is my second piece of bannock. With the professor's guidance, because he's used to making bannock, he's made a lot of it. I got the right proportions, so I've got one of those little cakes for each of us. And I'm really excited about it, because I have never been able to get bannock to turn out right. So that's really awesome. I think the only thing I could do better with this, maybe add just a touch of brown sugar, fry it up. When it's done, just sprinkle just a little bit of rum on it. Make that really good. But going great. Sunset, beautiful area. So that's it for now. Alright y'all, this is some macaroni and cheese with bacon grease, bits of bacon in it, some powdered butter, the cheese packet, and some corn, and we stirred it all up. We're just cooking it a little longer till some of the moisture comes off of it, so we don't have to really drain it. And we're good to go. But that's the meal. We've had bannock, now we're having this, and we had a few pieces of bacon too, so there's bacon in this, so we're good to go for that. Alright y'all, I just wanted to share with y'all the scenery I'm looking at right now. I got a nice small crackling fire right there through the bushes, and this wonderful sunset, which the camera does not do justice. It is beautiful colors. It's just beautiful. It's quiet. A few crickets. We just got back from working on the Adirondak Shelter. We're going to try to get a little bit more done tomorrow, because I have to take off in the morning fairly early to get back home for an appointment I got. So anyway, I just thought I'd share the scenery. Beautiful sunset. You couldn't ask for a better view. Alright y'all, in the hammock, all zipped in. It took me about, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes to get all situated. I had to play with my ridge line. I had to, since I'm hanging the way I am, as close to the two trees as I am, I had to use my prussics up here and take some of the slack out. In here with me tonight, that is a bottle of water. It's well water out of the professor's well, and it's really good water. My phone, so I can tell time. I have cigarettes, my GP4L, because I like to listen to music at night, and some headphones, so I don't disturb the professor. And that's what's going on. I did a semi-thorough tick check. I checked my hair the best I could. Checked everywhere I could see. Even I've seen about maybe 10, 11 ticks today. A few of them were on me. One of them was so small I could barely see it. I thought it was just a piece of dirt or something, and it was real tiny. And it turned out to be a tick. And so Professor cuts them in half. I just take and light my lighter and touch it to them, and they pop like a piece of popcorn. And so that takes care of that. But since I've seen so many, I constantly feel like I got crap crawling on me, which is not fun. But so I'm gonna sit here. It's hot right now. It's cooler than it was, but it got up in, I think, 94 in the shade today. So I'm gonna lay here, drink some water, listen to the radio, and maybe smoke a cigarette, and I'm gonna fall asleep. So that's it. Alright, y'all. Just checked the forecast on my phone through WeatherBug, and I didn't have my tarp up. I wasn't planning on it. But I just seen that after midnight it's supposed to go up to a 50% chance of rain. So I got out, rolled my truck windows up, put everything that couldn't get wet in my truck, which was pretty much everything, and hung my tarp fairly high and open, be it'll keep the rain off me. So I'm covered, and the professor already had his stuff covered, so the only thing out there is like a bowl or something, nothing that can't be wet. So anyway, that's it. It's supposed to get down to a low of 70. Man, that's gonna be chilly. But anyway, I'm about to kill this bottle of water because I'm dying of thirst, and then I'm gonna try to go to sleep. But now that I know everything's taken care of, I got a tarp over me. Everything is in my truck. My truck windows are up. I'm good to go. Ain't gotta worry about nothing. I thought about just going with it. If I got wet, I can always sit in the truck, but I didn't want to have to do that unless I absolutely had to. So, went ahead and got out. It took about 5 or 7 minutes. Hung my tarp up. It's by far not perfect, but it's enough to keep the rain off me. That's all that matters. So when I wake up, if it does rain, I might have, a bucket full of water sitting in my tarp. So. Alright, y'all. I don't know what time it is. It's the middle of the night, but I woke up in nature cold. So, and I was getting a little bit, not really chilly. I could have dealt without a blanket, but I decided to go ahead and grab one out of my truck, and that way I'd have it in here with me if I do decide to use it. But I wanted to stoke the fire, so I got that going. That's all the small stuff you're seeing burning right now. Then we've got, I put 3 decent sized logs and some wrist size stuff on there, so that should be going pretty good. I was standing right up there, just a little bit to the right of the fire, about 30 feet away, and I was taking care of business, and I heard another coyote howling. So what I think is happening is that we were smelling a dead animal earlier today, and I think those coyotes are coming down on that dead animal and clearing it up. I don't know, just my opinion. But so I went ahead and got a drink and took care of the fire. Got a blanket here. This is my little green one, the one that I always bring in the summer. That lightweight fleece, just enough to take the chill off. Right now I'm pretty warm. I don't need it right now, but earlier I did when I was sleeping. But anyway, that's it for now, I think. Good looking fire. It's giving off tons of heat and light. Alright, y'all. It's like, I think 7:30. I'm not positive. I don't have a watch on me. Professor's up and about. He's already been up and all that stuff. So, to recap, last night, before I went to sleep, I checked the weather, and it said it was going to rain. So I got up and I threw my tarp up, and put all my gear off the bench away in my truck, rolled my windows up, all that good stuff. Then I stoked the fire one last time. Lay back down, woke up again, had to take care of business. So I got up, and while I was up, I got my fleece sleeping bag here, my green one. It was just a bit on the chilly side, not bad. It was cooler than 70 though. They said it was going to be 70 at the low. It was cooler than 70. But, I stoked the fire again. And then, I woke up again, but I didn't get up that time. It was just the wind picked up really hard. It was blowing pretty good. And, I kept hearing this branch right here, this little, I just tied this branch here. When the wind would blow, it would scrape against my tarp and it sounded like a zipper, and I thought it was a professor moving around. I don't think it was though. So yeah, I just woke up about a couple minutes ago. I could roll over and go back to sleep, honestly, because I'm so comfortable. This thing kept me more than warm enough. I'm actually, when I first woke up, I was a little bit on the sweaty side. Not too bad though, just kind of clammy a little bit. We're going to wait to do breakfast. We're going to go up and work on his Adirondak Shelter first. While he's going to get tools, I'm going to be getting up and around. I might try to throw a pot of coffee on, just because. And so, maybe try to get a bit of wash using the professor's wash pan, because I don't have anything with me to use as a wash pan. Mainly my face. That's the main thing that feels kind of gritty. I'll take a shower when I get home. But, beautiful, beautiful morning. The sky is kind of gray, so we might end up getting some rain today. Forecast is about 40%, according to WeatherBug, but they need it in this area really bad, because the corn and stuff is just curling like crazy. The grass is really, I mean, this part over here is not too bad, but up that way it's just really dry. The grass is like brown, and they haven't even rained really in a while. Alright y'all, it's about 7:30, 7:45. I can't stay past 9 because I got other obligations, but we got hot water going, we got bacon going, we got coffee going, and here shortly, as soon as the bacon's done, we're going to have eggs going, because we're going to fry them up in the grease. But good night last night. Lots of coyotes howling. Just a fun night. Middle of the night, I think I already said this, but I had to get up because I checked the weather, and it said it was going to rain. So I got up, put all my gear in the truck, and threw my tarp up, and it didn't end up raining. It still looks like rain, but the professor said even if there's like a 50-75% chance, that's about a 10% chance. He said only when it's 100% rain will they probably get rain. So that's some indication. It may look like rain, but it's probably not gonna. We've been up there for about the past hour and a half working on that, the professor's Adirondak Shelter. And we had those poles that you see were sticking out. I'm having a hard time holding the camera still. We're sticking out above that top 2x4 on the bottom. See if I can get this in film. Right there. Those were sticking out, and the top ones up there were sticking out too. So we had to get up on the ladder in the bed of the truck and cut them off with a chainsaw, and we nailed all those boards on. Next job is to put the rafters up, and so we're gonna keep working on that. I wish I had more time to do it, but like I said, I got other obligations. So that's what's going on right now. As soon as we get out with breakfast, we're gonna work on that until I have to leave. And that's why I've been watching the bacon. I'm also taking my tarp lines down, slowly getting things packed up, because that way I don't have to mess with it. It'll be all done. And another thing I've learned from these guys is if you pack it away once, you don't got to mess with it when you get home. So I'm trying to get everything put away nicely. I still have to go through my packs. I kind of threw everything in there last night just to get it out of the rain, but bacon's coming along. I moved the bacon to the back of the pan so it wouldn't burn. But coffee should be done by now. Hot water. So. Alright y'all, making bannock. This is the mix. Here's the rest of it. And getting ready to add the water. So I'll do my best to do this on video here. Hard to do this and film it at the same time. Alright, that's the mix. Bannock's mixed up. I'm going to take a spoonful of sugar to make the medicine go down. And just kind of... And then I'm going to take, let's see, a little bit of butter, powdered butter. That should be good. And just mix that up. Maybe just a touch more sugar. Alright guys, so I got all my ingredients mixed in. It's ready to go. Now I just gotta get my skillet right next to the pan so I can that stick's too weak. Let me find a better stick. I might do it. Just way to lift a skillet. So now I just take this thing and put a gob in there. And put this thing back on the fire. Get it back up. It's got a little bit of bacon grease. That stick broke on me. I'm just gonna do it with my hand. Maybe not. Let's get a bandana. That's just too hot. And I'll get back with you when that's done. It spread out a little more than I really wanted, but it's already bubbling, so should be good in a matter of minutes. I'm gonna flip it. I made a spatula last night. It's not the perfect thing. I might have to make another one because this one's full of cracks and stuff, but it'll work. Just flip the bannock. It only took about 30 seconds to 60 seconds on one side. And it's perfect golden brown. So now I'm just picking her up, and the test I'm using for the opposite side, I pick it up and just kind of shake it back and forth, and if it slides freely, then I flip it. Alright everybody, just did the second one in. Professor tried it. What do you think of it?
Hey, I'm going to give it the official taste test here, Ryan. I'm sure that bad luck to cut your bannock. So what I'll do is break off a piece here and try it. Pretty good.
Cool.
You passed baking.
Cool. Still got to do the full meal, but got baking, broiling, boiling. What was one other one, wasn't there? Baking, broiling, boiling. And the full meal. I thought there was 5. Baking, boiling, boiling.
Frying.
Frying. I already did the frying, so all I got left is to make a full meal. So I'll get back with you guys here in a bit. Just before I let you go, I'm going to show you what we got for breakfast. We got bacon, we got eggs, fried in bacon grease, and we got bannock. And Professor's got some Nutella, peanut butter, and some graham crackers. And that looks pretty good too. And we got coffee. Rich coffee. Look at this coffee. This is black. Perfectly black. And to fry the bannock, I've been using the grease that we use to cook the bacon and the eggs, so should have a little bit of that flavor in there as well. But I'm bubbling, so I gotta go switch this over. I think I just felt pretty all my stuff's picked up. That stuff's Professor's. I tried to help him as much as I could to help clean up, but I think there's not much I can do. We started to get a little bit of rain and then it stopped, so I'm gonna run up here to that shelter and show you what we got done on the shelter, and then I'm gonna call it a day because it's only like 9:30, 9:45, but I gotta get back. Alright, y'all, so this is what we got done today, working on the shelter. Probably would have got a lot more done, but I gotta leave. So we got all the supports for the bottom in, except for this back one we gotta get down on. And then we cut these posts off with the chainsaw. That was kind of tough because we got to get it as close as we can without cutting the 2x4s. So we got all that done. We got the sides done, and then we got up there. We got all the joists for up top, all nailed in, and then we had to cut the tops off them, which was a little bit of a trick because we had to get in the back of the truck on the ladder with a chainsaw and get up there and cut them off. So then the next part is the roof joist and getting the rest of the framing done. So hopefully I can get back here soon to help him out, get the rest of this done. So I think it'll be a really cool shelter. Plus, look at the view that's out the front, especially in the fall. So anyway, that's it for today. Getting ready to pack it up and go home. So see you on the next one.